Hello, race fans. Welcome to Freaky Fast Broadcasting as we have the Underdog Racing League with their truck series here tonight at the AutoClub Speedway, ready to do battle for their 8th round of the season. It's been a great season so far, but we got to make sure to give a shout out to the sponsors that help make it happen here at Freaky Fast Broadcasting and let us be able to bring all this amazing racing to you fans at home from the Underdog Racing League. Remember, we are sponsored by ButtKicker. You feel what you have been missing. Every game deserves a truly immersive experience. The ButtKicker Gamer 2 lets you feel every detail, from subtle footsteps to the rumble of a V10 powered race car, from ambient environmental effects to the power of a nearby explosion. By moving a physical mass instead of only air, the Gamer 2 provides instant, accurate, powerful base response, and it's all perfectly synced with every game with no additional software required. So make sure you go check out ButtKicker and feel what you've been missing at ButtKicker.com. You can use Freaky Fast 20, remember Freaky with 2 E's, to get 20% off on any purchase there at ButtKicker.com on their site. So make sure you go check out what they have in store for you, and you can feel what you've been missing. And you can also actually check out our Freaky Fast Facebook page. So that's Freaky Fast Broadcasting on Facebook, and we have a giveaway going on right now with 11,000 entries. So make sure you go get your entry in there for that ButtKicker LFE, and you never know, you might be able to win you some cool equipment there from ButtKicker. So shout out to ButtKicker for helping make all this happen. But thank you, everybody, for tuning in here tonight. I'm Zach Hall up in the booth. And again, joining me here tonight will be Lee Tidwell up here calling the action. We'll have Robert Moyer running the cameras, giving us all the beautiful sights and sounds here from the Auto Club Speedway. But Lee, glad to have you up here, man. How's it going tonight? And how do you feel to be here at the Underdog Racing League tonight?
You know, I've watched different broadcasts of this league. I've listened to you guys talk about it. And I kind of did a little catch up today. Catch up like hot dogs. But I am so excited to be here with the Underdog Racing League, race number 8. I'm kind of one of those late season starters on some of these leagues, but I happen to come in at just the right time, and I have a feeling tonight is going to be an excellent race here at Auto Club Speedway in Fontana, California, where they're known for wine, cheese, and a bunch of rich people.
Yeah, that's definitely very true. You know, not many other things I can think of for Fontana, California than other those beautiful adjectives there from Lee. But yeah, it looks like right now we are in qualifying. Yeah, true. Actually, yeah. I mean,
the cheese and the rich, good-looking lady who has a lot of money and needs a pool boy.
We'll get the wine some other time, you know.
Yeah, we are getting set for qualifying as I've been going through the names. First race calling, but I am so excited about the professor. I have nicknamed him Sean Huffstutler. He will be the professor, and he is on the pole right now, 41.614.
Yeah, very good lap. Also, 500ths of a difference there between him and point slayer Jason Finsler, who is on a roll right now. He's been very strong throughout the season with 6 top 5s. I tell you what, the only other driver to match him is Sean Huffstutler there, as Lee's going to call him now the professor in this 94. He's also got 6 top 5s this season. The only thing that goes against Sean is not having 2 wins as Jason Finsler does. So he has that 0 in that win column. But I tell you what, with as many top 5s he gets and as fast as he is tonight, it could be his night tonight to get that win column checked in.
It really could. And the win's so important. No matter what week it is, what track it is, a win puts you that much closer to the championship. And that's what these guys joined these leagues for. That's why we're in leagues, is because it's all about the chase for the championship. It's about getting to the end and being the best around. No one ever's going to take you down. Another Karate Kid reference here on Freaky Fast Broadcasting, but making it to the end and winning that championship. And that's what they wake up for. That's what when they come to the tracks, that's what they're dreaming of. And at the beginning of every season, and now leading up through race number 8, fewer and fewer still have that in their sights.
Very, very true. Yeah, so you got to be able to make it to the top 10 of these points here to make it to their playoffs with 6 races to duel it out. So going to be interesting playoffs here, but looks like we got the starting grid here for tonight.
Starting grid for tonight here at Auto Club in Fontana. I love saying Fontana. With the Underdog Racing League, the trucks here tonight. It's going to be Sean, the Professor Huffstutler, Starting on the pole, number 94, the 41.614, Jason Finsler in second position, and number 5. Number 56, James Loveland in third position. In fourth position, Mike Ailo Jr. I hope I get that right. We will sooner or later. And number 74. Number 22 of Nate Morrison. Fifth and sixth will be Ian Baker, the number 88. The 89 of Matt Job. Said that wrong. Yes. Matt Job position. In eighth, Trevor Earnhardt. In the 25, the 33 of Justin Stunner. In ninth position. In 10th will be Parker Johnston in the 48. In the 46, Dylan Waldraman in the 11th position. In 12th will be Brett Somers. 13th, Nick Alves. 14th, John Magner. In 15th, Lance Durham. In 16th, Jake Williams. 17th, David Buell. In 18th, Christopher Hines. And I believe that
Heights, I think.
Heights. I will get these names correct sooner or later, I promise. After Heights, got to find where he is. It'll be in 19th, Michael Simonson. 20th, Dennis Steele. 21st, Scott Kerberg.
Careberg.
Oh,
you got me messed up.
And in 22nd, Eddie Waldermuth. There we go. I will get these names right. Give me 15 laps. We have 90 here tonight with the Underdog Racing League. Lead Tidwell, Big Mac himself, Zach Morrison, eyes behind the scenes. Robert Moya Jr. here with you for 90 laps of these truck action at AutoClub Speedway.
It's going to be action-packed all the way down to the end member stage here tonight at lap 30. So we're going to see these guys battle all the way up to there. Top 10 do get stage points from right here at the Underdog Racing League. So very critical for getting those points built up to get in the top 10 in points and be able to put yourself in the playoffs.
Watching them come down the backstretch. Huff Stutler will be on the pole. And then Jason Finsler will be in second on the high side. Your second row, Loveland and Aiello Jr. And in your third row, Morris and Baker. 90 laps, as you said, stage at lap 30. So it is going to be all out for these first 30 laps.
Going to be a fun time here at Fontana. I like saying that too.
Fontana, California. The pace truck pulls off and we get set. 90 laps with the Underdog Racing League, and here we go. Huff Stutler will bring him to the line on that low side, and we get started. Look at the run there by Finsler on that high side. Multi-groove racing can develop here at Auto Club, and let's see how quickly they can do that with the track being at only 70 degrees.
Cooler track, definitely gonna have some grip here right now, putting some rubber down also with that 0% track rubber there from the start of practice. So these guys already put some down from practice, but you know it's going to still be critical to put more rubber down here as these guys are going to figure out which groove is the fastest here taking off here in this first run.
Look at Aiello Jr. He's right on that high side. In fourth position, got Nate Morris now ducking underneath. He will overtake fourth. We bring across the line for lap number 1. A little bit of a lead change. No, not lead change, excuse me. Change there in the top 5. But everybody kind of settling down, and they're going to fill it out, especially like you said, starting with a fresh track. That's something that I'm not used to.
Yeah, that changes the course of this V7 tire, especially the most. It has some definitely interesting effects here. As it looks like we're starting to single file pretty much all the way out throughout the field. It looks like one side-by-side battle back here as Aiello Jr. is actually starting to take a look at Nate Morris. But the rubbers it lays down, they're going to get more and more grip. Right now is probably going to be the hairiest point for the line. It's going to be sketchy, as I would call it. So it's going to be hairy here for the first bit, especially on the colder temps. But we'll see how the rubber lays down here throughout the race.
Are we going to see some tail feathers shake as these tires start to wear here at Auto Club Speedway? Lap 3 of 90, and Huff Stutler, the professor, out in front and starting to increase that lead over number 5 of Finsler. Loveland in second, Morris third, Aiello Jr. in fourth, and you got Baker, Earnhardt, Job, Stunnard, and Johnston, your top 10 here as we get ready for lap number 4. They come out of turn number 4, and that's where you start to see the problems is coming out of 4 when the trucks start to push.
Yeah, 4 is always some reason the critical corner for hitting that wall. You can do it in 2 also, but it just seems like 2 is a lot easier to make that corner. And what I put that down to, Lee, is mostly, the back straightaway is straight. So the angle of the corner down here as we're coming off is a little bit different than the angle of turn 4. Turn 4, you try to get a little bit more because that wall's angled more going out in that D shape. So you try to get a little bit extra, and sometimes that little bit extra ends up biting you.
Looking at the 25 of Trevor Earhart. He is riding in 7th position. In front of him, Ian Baker, that number 88 machine. And we're starting to see a little more racy action going on as the 88 of Baker looking at the high side of ALO Jr. That's for 5th position. Did not have the run coming off of 4. That high side not working quite yet. Only lap 5, Zach.
Yeah, you're going to have to make something work. We talk about this a lot of times here on the broadcast, but dirty air and following at a track like this, very difficult. So, and especially the longer this run goes, it's going to get tougher and tougher to follow behind each other, and especially stay in the draft. The draft is critical with these trucks here. You see Ian Baker trying to get a run here on Mike Elo Jr. and go down the front straightaway. See, this draft's going to be critical to try to pull you into that right position that you need to make passes here. But the dirty air in the corners is terrible also.
And we're starting to see it mix up from second on back now. Race for 3rd, Finsler and Morris. Morris down to the inside of Finsler, coming out of 2, looking for that run. He will overtake 2nd position. Morris will fall back into 3rd. Battle for 4th now. The 88 of Baker and the 74 of ALO Jr. is going to be racing it into 3. So starting to see it get a little racy. The 88, Baker now looking maybe to the inside of Finsler as we come out of 4. Can he get the run coming out of there? Trying to advance these positions before that competition caution, that stage at lap number 30. We cross the line, lap 70 of 90 with the Underdog Racing League. Lee Tidwell, Zach Hall, and Robert Moyer. Thank you to everyone joining us on Facebook and YouTube. Glad to have you here on this hump day. Guess what day it is, Zach? Guess what day it is? It's hump day. Not according to my wife, but a battle for 2nd now as Norris will drop down to the inside of Loveland. Loveland's on the high side, Norris on the inside, going into 3, and they're going to race it through 3 and 4. 6 it is Morris on the bottom side, looking for the momentum. Loveland will have it on the high side, but will not be able to keep the momentum and the speed. And we now have a new 2nd place with Nate Morrison at number 22. But look at Loveland going to fire it back up on the high side. He said, I ain't done yet, son. Going to fall back, save the draft. But this is giving Huffstetler, the professor, time to pull out more of a lead as we now are looking at, almost 4/10 of a second lead between 1st and 2nd. The race is from 3rd through 5th. And then you got a race for 6th and 7th as well with ALO Jr. and Matt Job in the number 89.
Yeah, it's some great battling going on right here. A little bit of switching up back and forth. Drivers finding new stuff happening here. But I can tell you what, this is a track where you can save tires. And you can also burn tires up. So I'm interested to see if we see any of these guys that are drifting farther back, such as Jason Finsler in his 5 are getting passed now by the 88 of Ian Baker. I wonder if he's playing a little bit of tire saving strategy here because lap 30, yeah, not too far in the run, but that is still a far distance to run on tires here at AutoClub Speedway.
Yeah, if you just lay it down, you've got maybe 20 good laps before you have to control that truck. You have to control it anyways, but it is wanting to sway to and fro on the back straightaway. So you got to still conserve those tires to make it to lap 30 for the end of that stage. We bring it out of 4, and we have about the top 15 in a single file line. And Huffstetler has led every single lap, 10 laps now here, or led 9. We're on lap number 10 at AutoClub Speedway. That'll be Morris, Loveland, Baker, Finsler, ALO Jr., Job, Stunnard, Earhart, and Johnston. Your top 10, Dylan Walterman in the 11th position, looking to maybe break it into the top 10 before that lap number 30 stage.
Yeah, that's critical right there. He's right on the edge, and there's about a 4-second gap back to Brett Somers in that 12th position. So right now, Walterman in the best position to get inside that top 10 that's outside of that top 10. You can see here from Somers in that 12th position is a sizable gap to that front 11 pack starting to break away. But I tell you what, 30 laps, like I was saying, you could definitely see Somers, get to that 10th position still. Because that's a long time to at the Auto Club Studio with 42-second laps.
We have now stacked it up from 2nd through 7th, and they're starting to catch up with Huffstutler. The professor might have used a little bit too much tire there in the first 10 laps. Still has a 0.3 of a second lead and might just be riding along comfortably. We don't know, but the rest of the pack is starting to accordion up behind him, as we see in 4th position Ian Baker starting to try to make a run on Loveland coming out of 4. He has been making up a 1/10 of a second every single lap. Loveland is looking closer and closer to Morris there for the 2nd position. So looks like we might start seeing a little bit of action up front. Woo, Loveland looked down to the inside of Morris there going into 1. Thought about it, then dropped back into the draft. It gives Baker enough time to drive up to the back of Loveland coming out of 2. The front 4 now single file.
Yeah, these trucks, man, they draft so well. There's so much downforce and such a big hole pushing there. I mean, even iRacing decreased it by 50%, and you can see the draft is still super powerful. So it's these guys don't get away from each other in these fixed setup races. They're right on top of each other the whole time. And Sean's trying to run as fast as he can and break away, but it's almost impossible, and you can kind of burn your tires up trying to break away.
Going into 1, Morris goes to the high side. Loveland says, hey, I'll just drop inside and try to battle for 2nd. Then you've got Baker right behind them going, let me follow along behind you. The front 5 racing it out of 2. Huffstutler, Morris now in 2nd position, battling with Loveland for that. Then you've got Baker, and right behind them, number 5 of Finsler. We drive it into 3, and the 56 of Loveland will overtake 2nd position. Can Morris drop it down and stay in 3rd, or will Baker have the momentum coming out of 4? We exit 4, and the number 1 and 4 cars in position drop to the low side. The 2 and 3 stay up high. We race it across the line, and Loveland will overtake the lead. Baker looking to follow into 2nd. Huffstutler moves back to 3rd. Morris now in 4th. May overtake Huffstutler for 3rd. Does coming out of 2. Here comes the 5 of Finsler to the inside of Huffstutler. Huffstutler has lost 4 positions in a half a lap. Behind them, then you got Jobin Aiello Jr. Stunnard's coming up behind them now. Coming into 3. We're going to race it down. Huffstutler's going to fall in behind the 5 of Finsler, but then right behind them, Aiello Jr., Jobin, Stunnard racing it out of 4. Zach, we got 15 to go before that stage, and we're starting to see him mix it up in the top 10.
Yeah, action's starting to brew here on the front straightaway, and still continuing there with Aiello Jr. still trying to get by Job. I tell you what, I think this is definitely you're gonna see where people who saved tires and who didn't here as the positions swap back and forth.
Look at the 5. The 5 came flying up to 22, almost into the wall as Morris. Finsler, the number 5, to the inside. This is a battle for 3rd position. We race it down the backstretch into 3, and Finsler looking to overtake 3rd. The 22 of Morris is going to drop back. He will be in 4th. Huffstutler's right there. Then you got Aiello Jr. going to the outside of him. Now here comes Joe to the inside. We're looking at maybe 3 wide across the line as we race it through. 3rd and 4th now, Morris and Huffstutler. No, excuse me. Finsler and Morris, nose to tail, and then 5th through 7th are all in a big booger going into 1.
Yeah, and I think you're seeing the 94 Sean Huffstutler definitely suffer some tire wear now.
Look at Loveland and Baker. They got that clean air, Zach, that you talk about, and they are gone. We are now looking at the 94 of Huffstutler as he has fallen back to 6th position, starting on the pole, led the first, call it 14 laps or so of this race, and is now fallen back to 6. We exit out of 4, and at 4, people are starting to look to make moves now.
Looks like you're going to use the draft here, Aiello Jr. It looks like he's trying to get by as best as possible and push the 33 of Justin Stunnard by, but just stuck here right behind him here. That dirty air in the corners.
Dirty air in the corners will definitely upset the car as we watch them race through. Still looking at the 94 of Huffstutler, who just got passed by Aiello Jr. He's been trying to make a move. He's down, he's down 3 positions from his start, but trying to move his way back up to the front, right behind Stunnard. That difference is going to be 0.2 of a second as we exit 4. It'll be lap 18 of 90 when we cross the line. Thank you for commenting on YouTube and Facebook. Where are you at? We ain't got no comments on Facebook. I'm going to put question marks now to figure out what's going on Facebook. I monitor Facebook. Robert monitors YouTube. He's having a much better time in chat than I am. Let's get some chats going on not only YouTube. Keep it going, YouTube. Let's hear from you. Like and follow the page. Make sure you subscribe and ring that notification bell to know when Freaky Fast goes on the air. As we go into 3, we've got a race here. The 22 of Nate Morris is going to be high. Oh, it'd be door to door.
Whoa.
With a Huffstutler. They almost touched coming out of 4. And right in front of them is Stunner. Right?
Yeah, Stunner there. He was on the bottom here behind Joe, side by side with Morris here. So it's still swapping right now, but the top 3 are checked out pretty much.
The top 3 checked out. Now we got to race Nate Morris in that number 22. He's got ALO Jr. right behind him, and he is bobbing and weaving, looking at what he is going to do. Going into 3, drops to the inside, and that will drop Morris back now to 8th position. Now make it 7th as ALO Jr. moves into 6th. But didn't get a good run off of that. Look at him now using the draft, running into 1. Wonder what's going to happen here. There's so much that you can do, but there's so much time. Why press the issue? So it's very nice to watch these guys work these different drafting patterns and these different passing points and really not put anyone into harm's way. But the 22 of Morris dropping back now is Earhart looking to the inside, going to pull up door to door with him, going down the backstretch. Earhart and the 22 of Nate Morris. Going now, let's look at who's in 10th position. Parker Johnston is in 10th position in that number 48 machine. And you can see he's still in that quote-unquote lead pack, even though the front few have taken off. The rest of these guys are sticking it together. Back behind there in 13th position is the number 52. The number 52 of David Buell. Now back to 14th.
It looks like Somers was able to get around him here.
Yeah, Somers up to 13th now. Somers has dropped down 1 position. Buell, though, still up 3 spots. And only 9 laps away from that stage. So that should benefit some guys back here towards the back and get them caught back up with the field. In 15th position is the number 46 of Dylan Walterman.
Oh, wow, he's fell well back, too. He was in that 11th position fighting on the end of that line, so something must have happened to 46 of Walterman, our winner at Bristol.
Looking at Dennis Steele, the number 1, now the 46, back over to him of Walterman. Going back towards the some other guys in the field. Michael Simmons in that number 00, running in 21st position. Simmons is running, let's see, what is his paint scheme? It's Halls. There we go. You know, and that's one thing that I do enjoy is looking at the different paint schemes that we have going on. Very interesting to see the personalities of the drivers coming out in the paint scheme. The front 3 continue to have a sizable lead over Matt Jobe, who has moved up to 4th. He is 1.6 seconds away. He's that far away from the guy leading the race. We're now looking at the number 88 of Ian Baker. Baker running in the 3rd position. He is 0.6 of a second behind Finsler in 2nd. Jobe is 0.6 of a second behind him. So a little cushion there. We'll be careful for that wall.
Very, very close there off of 4. Nearing the end of the stage.
Hello to New Bern, North Carolina. Mr. Kyle watching out there on Facebook. Thank you very much for letting us know that you were there. We actually feel like we have a company, and we're not just sitting in our living rooms talking to each other about the race that we're watching right now. The number 25 of Earhart, he is in 7th position. He's up 1 from his starting position. It's got Aiello Jr. in front of him, 0.7 of a second. and Johnston behind him almost a full second. So he's got a pretty decent little cushion built, and we are going to be on lap 25 of 90 when we pass. So about to be the end of the stage here. And now, what's the points for the stage, Zach?
So first place is going to receive 10, and then from there all the way to 10th position, it will go down 1 point. So 10th will receive 1, 9th 2, 8th 3, 7th 4, 6, 5.
And you know what's sad? When you look at who's in 10th position, it is the number 94 of Huffstutler.
Yeah,
he
luckily
started
he's got
out
a big
in
gap. He's luckily got a big gap, so he won't fall out. But yeah, that's tough to see right here late in this into the stage. But I tell you what, the third place position definitely battling. Job's going to look like he's going to get Baker here to take that third position.
Yeah, so Job moves up into third. He is up 4 from his beginning starting position. Ian Baker up 2 spots. Baker might not give this up easily, as I think he's trying to swing it wide and diamond it back down. Behind them, Stunnard and Aiello Jr. in 5th and 6th.
I tell you what, between these top two, it ain't over yet. I think Jason Finsler may have waited for the right moment. He's pouncing right now.
Finsler is pouncing right now, looking to the inside of Loveland as we go through 3, now through the apex and through 4. Finsler will hug that bottom line, got a hood lead over Loveland as they bring it across the line. They're going to pull very close, half a truck length lead for the number 5 of Finsler. Lap 27 of 90. The stage ends at lap 30. We bring it in the one. They get really close right there. They bring it up door to door as Loveland will try to use that momentum, but loses it. Didn't have it. The inside line has the momentum, and Finsler will be in first position with 0.2 of a second gap between him and Loveland, racing it down the backstretch. As we go into 3, these turns now become ever so crucial before the end of the stage, and they both drive it in very nice and gingerly. 0.2 of a second remains the lead, and Finsler, the new leader, with 2 laps to go before the stage ends.
Great move by the 5 there, and I tell you what, it's no surprise to have these 2 up front. Both of these drivers already 2 wins this season, also along with Ian Baker, who has got passed by Matt Job. So Matt Job doing a wonderful job right now. He could possibly put himself in victory lane here at the end of this race and get himself in that box. But I tell you what, these 2 guys up front fighting for the stage win. Not only that, but fighting for a 3rd win this season.
Yeah, and every win not only counts, but multiple wins is just icing on the cake and even will help you even more. The number 94 of Huffstutler setting in 9th position as he passed Morris, so at least gained an additional point there if he can stay in front of Morris as we get ready to bring it across the line and have 1 lap to go before the end of the stage here with the Underdog Racing League on Freaky Fast Broadcasting on this fine Wednesday. I can't say afternoon. It's evening. It's 8 o'clock where I'm at. Where other people are, it's 9 o'clock. It might be 7 o'clock for you West Coast people, but it's snowing in PA. We know that much. The 48 of Johnson. He is in 8th position. And he's got a nice little gap between him and Huffstutler, so he's going to be comfortable here as we go back to the leader, the 5 of Finsler.
Take the white flag here.
Yep, going to take that white flag for the stage. Right behind him, Loveland. Can Loveland make a move here? Pulls up to the back, uses that draft. Going into 1, now the apex going into 2. Starting to pull more of a gap back to 0.2 of a second. They exit 2, right up as close as they can to that wall to get that momentum, to get that swing. Now the gap has moved to almost 0.3 of a second. Driving down the backstretch. Finsler looking to win this stage. Loveland in 2nd. Joe 3rd. Baker 4th. Aiello Jr. in 5th. We exit 4, and Loveland's going to be content to get the 9 bonus points as we bring it across the line to end the stage here, the first stage here at AutoClub in Fontana, California for the Underdog Racing League.
Yellow flag is out.
Oh, we got a caution. Oh, yeah, because it's the end of the stage. Ha ha! Yeah, that's what happens when you call a stage race for the first time. You don't understand why they just said caution, caution in your ear.
Yeah, it's first caution of the year, but into the stage. Congrats to Finsler there on pulling off another stage win. He's got a good bit of those in his back pocket this season. And Also, 2 wins, 6 top 5s to go along with that. It's been a pretty good season so far for his 5. Shown a lot of speed so far.
The end of the stage shows Finsler, Loveland, Joe Baker, Aiello Jr., Stunnard, Earhart, Johnston, Huffstetler in 9th, and Nate Morris rounds out your top 10 to end the stage.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for Huffstetler, man. Leading that is about half the stage to drop all the way back to 9th, 8.7 seconds back. I think he's going to learn that maybe it's not very good to be out front towing along the line.
You know what would make this race even better?
What?
A ButtKicker Gamer 2 from the ButtKicker.com.
Yeah, it'd make you feel what you've been missing.
You know, and I miss a lot, and I really want to feel it. You don't know how bad I want to feel what I'm missing.
Well, you can also go to the Freaky Fast Broadcasting Facebook page, and you can win yourself one, Lee.
I know, and that's where I was trying to lead you there, Big Mac, was the contest for the Gamer 2 by the ButtKicker on the Freaky Fast Facebook page. We have so many entries so far, but it only takes one entry to be pulled to be that winner. So go to the Freaky Fast Facebook page, register for the contest for the Gamer 2, the ButtKicker. We've got about 12 days, 11 or 12 days before the end of the contest. Make sure you get over now. Even though it's the stage, we're going to have it. It is the first of the evening. Underdog Racing League, Season 2, race number 8. Pit party! As everybody's going to come on down and get those 4 fresh tires, full tank of gas, and then we get set for the rest of this race. 90. Whoa, what happened? I heard a whoa. Nine days left in the contest and 12,000 entries so far. But like I said, you could put one in today. It's right now.
Yep.
And be the one that is pulled to win the ButtKicker Gamer 2. So, and it's free. It's free to enter. Why not put your name in to something that's free? And if you win, so be it. If you don't, what are you out? But there's your stage winner, Jason Finsler, the number 5 machine. He's got a cool helmet. I like his whole uniform, his fighter suit, his helmet.
It matches his car. I like it. You know, goes along with the whole red, yellow, and black theme he's got going on here.
So we'd like to thank iRacing not only for giving leagues like this the platform to be able to perform on, but people like us who get the privilege of calling these races when we can't go to AutoClub and call a truck race. You know, we can't go like last Sunday, going and calling a cup race. We don't get a chance to do that, but we get to do that on iRacing, and all the different enhancements that we see roll out season in and season out. And I don't know if you saw on Facebook today, Zach, but the Super Late models look like they might be getting a makeover.
Yeah, it looks like you're going to update a version of that Super Late model. So very cool addition from iRacing. And I got to put my little piece in here for iRacing. Man, I can't recommend it more if you love racing. Like Lee said, we get a chance to call these races. This is something I never thought I'd be doing. I mean, I was just a young kid race fan going through the races. And I never thought I'd have the ability to be calling, you know, real life races like this. So it literally makes dreams come true, and just you never know where it's going to put you. So I'd recommend to go out there and try it. There's lots of deals out there where you can get a 3-month trial and try it out. And like, there's a lot of great base content out there also. So you don't have to go out there and exactly buy every track and every car off the bat, you know, and get to learn. You don't need a wheel and pedals. You can use a controller. Lots of people do, you know, just to get that feel for it. You know, as you get deeper into it, I would recommend a wheel, but you know, there's so much with iRacing that it's just, if you're interested, definitely I'd recommend going and checking it out.
And you know, the way that I got introduced to iRacing was during the quarantine, and when Fox broadcast the NASCAR races through iRacing. And I was like, that's so cool. Literally next day I had my subscription, I had a brand new computer, and I started racing, and to be able to actually be behind the wheel of these vehicles, it's outstanding. The pace truck goes off. We're going to be lap 35 when we cross the line of lap 90 here at AutoClub in Fontana, California. Look at the jump. By the number 5 of Jason Findler, going to bring him across the line. Then you got Loveland, Job, Aiello Jr., Baker, Stunnard, Hufstetler, Earnhardt, and Johnston, and then Nick Alves in the 10th position. We bring it into 1 and 2. Looking out the 74 of Aiello Jr. He will be riding along in that 3rd position. Man, it's a hornet's nest right there. Aiello Jr., Job, Stunnard, and Baker all coming out of 2. And they're all squeezed together. We have 3 cars all within touching distance. Job, Stunnard, and Baker, 4th, 5th, and 6th, racing it into 3. We come into 3 for 4th position, Stunnard and Job. Job on the inside, Stunnard on the outside, and look right behind them. It's going to be Hufstetler and Baker. They're coming flying up. We're going to cross the start-finish line, and here we go from Fontana with the Underdog Racing League. Zach, these trucks, when you get them going, you after that warm-up lap, and you get that restart, you can really get these things flying. And now look at the battle for 2nd position. Loveland and Aiello Jr. Aiello Jr. looks to the high side. Going to the top side. Underneath is going to be the number 5. Not number 5. 56 of Loveland. Loveland to the inside. Aiello Jr. on the high side. More groove on the bottom side. Aiello Jr. now making up some gap. Now half a truck length. Door to door coming out of 4. Aiello Jr. to the high side, Loveland on the bottom as we exit 4. We're going to race it to the start-finish line, but Aiello Jr. doesn't have the momentum, has to fall back behind Loveland to save that draft. Zach, these guys now are starting. Now look at the battle for 5th, 6th, and 7th.
Man, it is really starting to fire off here. We've seen a lot of single file racers start off this race and then started to heat up as that stage ended. But this stage is starting off with that same intensity as we've seen to the end of the last one.
Looking at the number 33 right now, Justin Stunnard. Stunnard is in 6th position. And now, man, still racing for 2nd. Now, race for 10th. We got all kinds of different races going on here. We're going to be lap 38 of 90. We cross the line lap now. The race now is for 4th position. Call that 5th, excuse me. Stunnard and Baker. Baker to the inside. Stunnard's on the high side.
Yeah, it looks like that might be Job there.
It is Job. You are correct. Woo, Job got loose. He shook a tail feather. And now look there. Stunnard looking now underneath Job. When you get loose coming out of those corners, you lose so much momentum. 2 cars back. Hufstetler up to 7th position. Earnhardt up to 8th position. We race it into 3 and 4. It's going to be Stunnard, Job, Hufstetler, and Earnhardt. 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th. We race it out of 4. Man, look at him mixing it up.
Yeah, lots of moves being made off of 4 here. It looks like that's the corner to definitely make your move. As I tell you what, look at this. Hustler trying to make the move here as he's got multiple cars behind him trying to also return Earnhardt, Matt Joe, Parker Johnston, and Nate Morse.
We race it out of 2. And it looks like starting to settle down just a bit. Looking now at the number 48 of Parker Johnston. Johnson in 10th position. And who's that right up above him? That's Nate Morse.
Yes.
So Johnston in the 9th. Morse moves back to 10th. Right in front of them is Job. Johnston looking to the high side coming out of 4. Can he get the run? Is Job in that Green Bay machine? And the number 89 hugging that bottom line. Johnston still working the top side. In front of them is Earnhardt and Stunnard. Battle back behind them, the number 52 of Buell. Buell to the high side underneath him, Nick Alves. Alves looking to go underneath and overtake that 11th position. He wants a crack at that top 10.
Yes, he does. Man, I tell you what, this is definitely a lot more intensity we're seeing with the racing here to start this final stage of this race. These guys are trying to get everything they can. I think they figured out once they get strung out, it's hard to catch people.
Aiello Jr. moves up to 2nd position. Baker is up to 3rd. Loveland has fallen all the way back now to 4th. Hufstetler back up to 5th position. Then Earnhardt, Stunnard, Johnston, Morris, and Job, your top 10. We're on lap 41 of 90 with the Underdog Racing League here on Freaky Fast Broadcasting. Man, what a run by Aiello Jr. as he is trying to chase down the leader, the number 5 of Jason Findler. We run into 3, Aiello Jr. to the inside. Findler's going to say, you know what? Go ahead and take that. I'm going to let you have it. Go ahead. You can run. You can run it. Baker in 3rd position. He comes up behind Finsler. Is Finsler going to let him have it? Did Finsler? Woo! Shook a tail feather. There was Baker.
Definitely did check itself over there as we start single file now with this huge snake of cars down this front straightaway. You know, this is interesting. We've seen Finsler drop back in the first run, and I said I thought he was saving tires, and I think that's exactly what he did. I was worried he was going to try to continue to hold the lead there and maybe burn his stuff up, but he lets Mike Aiello Jr. there go by. We'll see if Huffstetler can learn from what he did, because remember, he was the car that towed all these guys around and ran as hard as he possibly could out front, and he really suffered for it. So I want to see, you know, drivers can learn from those first runs. And stage cautions can be huge. You know, it's something for you to try something and learn from that stage caution and say, and that really just shows improvement as a driver. You know, you take what you know, I pushed too hard the last run, and you change that up, and you could be super fast on the long run this next run. So I want to see if Huffstetler can maybe do that and see if Finsler can pull off what he did too.
Yeah, and see, that's the words of wisdom from an excellent driver for Zach Hall. Zach Hall is one of the best drivers I've ever seen. Anytime there's a race going on and there's I can use him, I ask him to come on. He's unlike me. I am not a very good racer. I am one of the bottom split guys. But I tell you what, we have a lot of fun in the bottom split. We learn each other. We learn each other's driving styles because we're all down there. Because you go up 2 steps and then you go back 3 steps, and you got to work your way back up. You know, me, I'm the guy that tries to take it 3 wide, turn 1 lap 1. So, and then I learned my mistake after I did that about 17 times. So, Aiello Jr. continues to lead. Finsler, Baker, Loveland, and Huffstetler will be your top 5. The battle now looks like it's going to be for 6th and 7th position. Woo! The 22, go to the 22. The 22 of Morris had to drop underneath as Johnston lost a lot of momentum, and Morris almost got into the back end of him. Now hugging that bottom line, Morris looking to move into the 8th position, coming out of 4th.
Yeah, Morris was charging last run. So he's trying to get by Johnston here as they go down the front straightaway. Great racing so far. Looks like we had a little bit of cloud coverage and that sun dropper behind that grandstand, so we might have a little bit of track change up here in these final laps of this race.
Yeah, the track temperature has dropped to 69 degrees, so you know it's gotten cooler as this race continues. The 48 of Johnston, and now Job in 10th position. Job trying to stick his nose to the inside. You're seeing right there Morris, but right behind them is Johnston and Job. And then you've got the 52 of Buell, who is making a run trying to climb back up the top 11, separated by less than a second. I made that up. I don't know how much of a difference it is, but it's close to a second.
The top 11 is about 2.2 seconds. Yeah.
Man,
so.
It was double
close.
my guess.
Close, though. Hey, you're seconds. You're talking about seconds.
Aiello Jr. continues with the lead as we are looking at the number 22 still of Morris. Nate Morris, you know, he's down 3 positions from his start, but with the stage and everything, and then you got to look at, you know, what's going to go on the rest of this race. Now we got a little bit of a race there as Parker Johnston looking to the inside of Morris there, coming out of 4. Didn't quite get the run. Now looking at the 25 of Trevor Earhart. Earhart is looking right at the back of Huffstetler. Earhart's in 6th position. You know, he's been strong already.
Oh, he really has. And, you know, throughout the season we've had here, he's been one of the top 5, you know, he's been in the mix pretty much every single race. And I'm not surprised to see him up here again at AutoClub. Look at Justin Stunner there. 33. He had a tough race a few races ago, but he's actually rebounded pretty well, and he's showing some good pace here tonight.
As a battle for 5th position, as Earhart's looking underneath Huffstetler right now, trying to take it into 1 and 2. Huffstetler lifted there, stayed up high, let him have that position. So Earhart has moved up to 5th position behind Loveland, looking to chase him down. The 5 of Finsler has caught up with Aiello Jr. there in the front, looking to take the lead going into 3. Into 3, the 5 of Finsler dives down to the inside, and Aiello Jr. goes, you know what, last time you let me have it easy, but I'm going to make you race it. We race it out of 4. Here comes Baker to the backside. He looks down to the inside, decides to drop back into the draft, going to help out Finsler pushes Finsler into the lead when they cross the start-finish line. Alo Jr. to the high side. Baker now still looking down to the inside. And looking to go 3 wide, dropping it down to the inside of Finsler and decides to lift there. Right behind them, Loveland says, go ahead, fellas. If y'all want to wreck each other, I'll take the lead. It's all right. I have no problem with that. Now we drop single file the front 6.
That was wild stuff there. Baker thought of it and decided not to do that. That might have been a good decision. That could have ended up pretty bad.
Lap 49 of 90. These guys pitted on lap 32 with that stage reset, so to speak. The number 5 of Jason Findler continues to lead. Mike Alo Jr., the number 74 in second. The 88 of Ian Baker in third. The 56 of James Loveland in fourth. And Trevor Earhart in the 25 in fifth position. The battle now between the 88 of Baker and Alo Jr. is going to drop back to third. Baker moving, trying to, he's still got that nose. Alo Jr. does on the high side. Battle is for second. Going into 3, going to get the distance there. But Alo Jr. is not going to give this up easily. Racing it down in fourth position. Loveland had to kind of drop to the down inside, looking out for that rear end of Alo Jr., who's going to stay to the high side. Now Loveland looks to the inside. Can he overtake third position? Then you got Earhart in fifth, and he's watching all this go down in front of him. Sticks it to the inside is the 56 of Loveland. On the high side, the 74 of Mike Alo Jr. And he is going to maintain third position. Look at the run by Earhart. Earhart looking to the high side. But he's not going to have a run there, Zach. So, big run for the 88 right behind the 5. Baker and Finsler still mixing it up front.
Oh.
That was close.
Yeah. Big slides.
We're dirt tracking.
We're dirt tracking out here. Loveland.
Did you see the NASCAR guys dirt tracking on the road course through the bus stop?
Yeah. So much dirt on that bus stop corner. It was good practice for Bristol.
That's going to be an interesting race. I will race that on the official races in iRacing.
Yes.
And I have to.
That will be a very interesting race. And I'm very mad at myself. I didn't buy tickets before it sold out because I really wanted to go to it.
I did too, and it's in Tennessee. That's what's bad. It's in Tennessee. I'm going to Nashville. And my wife's already talked about it. And we're going to get those tickets. Yep.
Nice. Awesome.
Battle for third. Loveland looking down to the inside of Alo Jr. once again. Now going into 1 and 2. Oz is going to Dover. Lucky guy. Dover's a full track. He's going to overtake third position. Look at Loveland. Coming out of 2. Loveland overtakes third from Alo Jr. And then Earhart is going to be in fifth. Now looking at the backside of that yellow number 74 machine in sixth position. Stunnard, he has lost, he's now a half a second behind Earhart.
Yeah, he's I don't know. It's definitely it looks like he's starting to drop back a little bit here. But I tell you what, he's got a good gap over Job, and Job was coming forward at the end of the last run, so I'm going to be interested to see if he can start to charge back forward in that 89. But a lot of comers and goers at this racetrack here tonight. That's just AutoClub's tire wear.
Yeah, this is actually one of my favorite tracks. I really enjoy driving this track. As we're looking at the 48 of Johnston. Johnston now down to the inside of the 94. That's Huffstetler. And that's going to be a race for 8th and 9th position at the moment. Woo, look at that. Yeah, it came close. The 94 right in front of Huffstetler Johnston. He almost kissed that back end of Huffstetler. Huffstetler down 7. He started on the pole, and he dropped all the way back as far as 10th, moved up to 9th by the end of the stage, sitting in 8th at the moment. I wonder if he's maybe burnt those tires up a little quicker like he did in the stage.
You see on his back bumper here, Lee. You see what it says? The Silver Bullet. So maybe that's his name instead of the Professor.
Or he's got a sponsor.
Oh, maybe. Is the Silver Bullet so?
Here's Mike.
Oh, yeah. Good one.
Johnston to the inside, overtakes Hugstetler, who drops back into 9th position. Battle for 10th is Buell and Morris. Buell is trying his best to move up, but Morris holds that bottom line and will stay there in that number 22. Buell has to drop back in 11th, trying to climb his way up. I don't know if you can hear, but my cat really wants outside.
Sounds like my dog. Oh, man. Well, I think look at Jake Williams back here. Ooh, we got something.
Buell just had a good run and then had to check up because he almost ran over Morris. Looking at the 29 of Jake Williams. Williams is in 17th position, and he is coming into the pit.
Yeah, hitting pit stops right now. So this right here should put him in good to make it to the end. I mean, this is about 34 to go. So, yeah, this is pointing good to the end. I guess they're hitting pit road as soon as they felt like they could make it to the end here to get a good undercut.
Seeing what happens in the next lap or two is going to be crucial. And here comes another truck that came into the pits. That looked like that was the number 5. No, that wasn't the 5. That was Lance, who came up into the pit. So we are starting to see some trucks pitting. Looking now at the 56 of James Loveland. Loveland in 3rd position now. Right back where he started. Driving that Chevy Silverado behind 2 Toyotas, which is what a Chevy should see as a Toyota in front of him.
Whoa. I'm getting
the
ganged up
freaky
in the booth
fast
right
livery
now.
is all Toyotas. ALO Jr. is battling Earhart now. Earhart trying to move up to 4th position. You can see it in your screen there. He's dropping down low on ALO Jr. as they cross the start-finish line. He will be credited with 4th at the end of that lap. They race it down into one side-by-side, door-to-door. ALO Jr. swings a little bit wide. That gives Earhart enough time on the bottom. He's hugging that white line, but still hasn't completely cleared. Now look at the 56 of James Loveland. Loveland is going to be riding in the I hit the wrong button. Thank you, ever a professional person that's listening out there. Loveland's in the 3rd position, and he's driving right behind Baker, trying to catch up. Baker has lost ground on Fensler, almost a 0.6 of a second gap between the two now. So Fensler starting to try to check out a little bit.
Yeah, this is something similar we've seen to in the first run here. Is Fensler and Loveland just being able to check out a little bit from Baker. And Baker started to struggle about 25, 30 in, or 25 really laps into that run. Really starting to drop back. So we just see if Loveland can get by him. But yeah, Fensler right now, he's starting to build that gap and starting to check out, and he'll be out of draft range here very soon if he continues this.
Looking now at the 5 of Fensler, as Zach was talking about, he is the race leader and has drove a pretty flawless race since getting in the lead so far. Ooh, got really close to that wall. I bet you he felt that air cushion right there. Man,
it might have helped him.
Yeah, it does. The addition of that dynamic, because in real life you feel that air cushion, and now actually being able to feel it through your wheel and through the feedback, it is so amazing. And you don't have to have a $2,000 direct drive to feel that. You can have a $200 TMX T300 Thrustmaster like I do, and you feel that air cushion when you come up against that wall.
Oh yes, definitely do. And it's pretty interesting too. You know, it actually has a huge aerodynamic effect right now, and there's a lot of drag on these walls now with that air cushion there. So when you create the air cushion, not only are you building some side force and down force in the corners, but down the straightaways, actually, it's a little more draggy to run beside the walls because you got that air pocket.
Now listen here, Steve McDonald there on Facebook. Chevy, there's nothing wrong with a Chevy. I don't have any issues with the Chevy. But you see that there's 2 Toyotas in front of that Chevy. The reason why, i.e. they're better. And they look better too. Look at the grills between the Tundra and the Silverado.
I'm about to go on strike here. This is blasphemy right now over here in the booth. This is downright dirty. I'm getting ganged up on here.
Totally getting
I
ganged
tried.
up on.
I tried to make the Chevys, on their pedestal.
Some of these guys that have taken pit stops, them new tires, especially the track temperature at 69, they are wiggly. I hear radio communication now of people talking, whoa, the new tires, and they can definitely feel the difference there. Looking at the 52 now, the 52 of David Buell. Buell in 17th position. He pitted on lap 60. So this is an example of those new tires and seeing how you've got to get them up to temperature. Let's see how he exits 4 here. Oop, you guys, a little wiggly there. See, and now we got more trucks coming into pit road as the pit window is open. Gandalf said, "You shall now pass," and opened the pit window here at Fontana, California at AutoClub Speedway.
Yeah, looks like Stennar going to be the first driver of that top group to elect here to come down pit road. We also had the pole setter of Sean Hustetler there, the professor himself, come down pit road here and get some tires on his truck here. So, it's going to be a shorter run than actually a stage, their first stage run. So they can do this on tires pretty well here today.
Yes, sir, Mr. McDonald. I know exactly what they say, and I resemble that remark. I'll leave it at that. So YouTube is Team Toyota, and I'm over here watching Facebook with Mr. McDonald giving me crap about the Chevy.
I'm on Facebook too, so.
Finsler remains in the lead. Loveland, Baker, Earhart in 4th, Job in 5th, and Johnston, Morris, Summers, Hines, and Magner. None of those have pitted. Aiello Jr. pitted on lap 64, Stunnard on 63, Huffstutler on 63, Buell on 60, Alves on 63, and that is going to be 13th through 17th position.
Great racing going on so far here. I wonder when our leader in Loveland, and Loveland's got by Baker too for second now. I wonder when these guys will hit the. Look, I tell you, Earhart, he's not let them get away here in the 4th position either. Only 2.3 seconds back, and right on top of Loveland and Baker.
Yeah, and Loveland, he's gotten close to the back end of Finsler a couple of times.
Yeah, let's see if he can do anything. Now he's got a little clean air here.
Yeah, but man, look at Baker.
Yeah, Baker definitely defended pretty hard there on that 25s. Making that 88 nice and wide.
Nice and wide. Baker in 3rd position trying to chase down Loveland. Earhart right behind him. Earhart, I tell you what, I've seen lots of drivers like Earhart, and they can be very, very successful, but they're one of those where it's almost a Ricky Bobby syndrome of, to the first or last. He's coming into the pits now. I haven't watched enough races, but Earhart drives right there on the edge, and that can make for some spectacular driving.
He definitely can. He was right there on the edge, entered pit road, getting it woed down here to pit road speed of 55 mile an hour before he comes out here and gets some 4 fresh tires and some fuel to take him to the end of this race in the final 23 laps. So we'll have to see when the next group of leaders decide to pit. Right at the moment, our top 4 drivers who are within 4 seconds of each other have yet to pit, and I expect that to happen pretty soon. I think they're trying to wait out a caution possibly.
They could, but I mean, that's not going to benefit Finsler. So, I mean, him staying out doesn't. I mean, I guess it does. It keeps him in the lead. He has a 2.5 second gap over James Loveland at the moment. So really pulled out that distance between 1st and 2nd. Looking at the 56 as we speak of him, of James Loveland. He is riding in 2nd position, up 1 from his start. Loveland with the 88 of Baker riding behind him. He's 0.6 of a second back. Then Aiello Jr., who pitted on lap 64, he's in 10th position, but riding behind Baker.
Leader hitting pit road, Jason Finsler this time here with 22 to go, coming to 21.
So Finsler will go in and pit. That leaves Loveland out. Alo Jr. makes a move down to the inside of Baker, and will leave Baker in his track. So Alo Jr. trying to get his lap back old-fashioned way. Here he comes. Woo, coming to the backside. Alo Jr. drops down to the inside, uses the draft, getting as close as possible. Now drops down to the inside. 21 just said he is going to be pitting this time. Alo Jr. drops to the inside, stays in 10th position, but will have that lap back across the start-finish line as we watch the 56 of Loveland slowing up. He is coming in to the pits. We should see Loveland and Baker stayed out.
Yeah, Baker and Job yet to pit. Also, Brett Somers yet to pit.
Interesting strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off.
Yeah, I mean, if they do get a caution, it'd be beneficial. I mean, a lot of these guys who already pitted would have to come back down and get tires because they've already put a few laps on them with the amount of sets they have in the pits. You know, you like I said, you might as well just come down and change it because you got plenty of sets left in the pits. You're going to need fresh tires. So if they could catch a caution, they could work out for them and give some track positions. But at this time, they're losing time if it stays green here.
Yeah, Earhart going up underneath Job. Earhart running in 13th position, a lap down as he pitted on lap 67. So he's working to maybe try to get his lap back the old-fashioned way, trying to chase down Ian Baker. He's only a second behind him, too.
Yeah, it's definitely weird the strategies they're playing right now. That's the only thing I'd question. You know, if you're banking on just waiting for a caution, yeah, it's a decent strategy. But the other thing is, really going wrong for them here. So they got 19 to go. So every lap they stay out there longer, these new tires these guys have out here are putting seconds on them. And with 19 laps to go, that's not a full run. That's really about a half of a run. So you really don't have enough time to use that fresh tires at the end of the race to get that gap back to where you need it.
The 14 of Kerberg pitting in this time. Our leader will be the 89 of Job. He stayed out. So Job is the last one. So I mean, okay, first time caller, long time listening there, Bob. Do they get bonus points for leading the lap in this week?
Yes.
So that is why Job stayed out. Job said, I'm getting that point. Let's see if he comes in this lap. Slowing down, yes, he will. So Matt Job in that 89 will come in and pit and be our last man pitting. Jason Finsler will retake the lead. If he can make it around before Job gets out. Finsler's just coming out of 2.
Yeah, Finsler, not that close to him actually, but it should all play out here as Finsler goes into 3 this time. He'll hit his box here, and Finsler, as he comes out, it should be Finsler going into 1 and 2 as he comes out of his box with the time.
Yeah, and great camera angles there by our magical producer himself. And Finsler will retake the lead. Aiello Jr. in 2nd, Huffstutler in 3rd, Stunnard 4th, Earhart in 5th. And there's a 2.5 gap between Finsler and Aiello Jr. So Finsler still just like a speeding bullet, just flying down the backstretch going into 3. Looking now at the 94, I believe, of Huffstutler. Huffstutler is riding in 3rd position with Aiello Jr. behind him. He's only 0.4 of a second behind, so there could be a race for 2nd as we have 17 to go, make it 16 across the line.
Yeah, I think you're going to have a pretty big shakeup here through this lineup with differing strategies here. Looks like one of the real people who really did not have a great stop.
A Ford past the Chevy.
Oh, no. That's never good. But the one driver I was going to point out had some major issues was James Loveland. He is still a lap down, and he was our 2nd place man when pit stop started to transpire.
And where is Loveland at?
He's in the 19th position now. 1 lap down, first guy lap down. So
wow,
some type of issue.
Don't know if a speeding penalty, missed the pit box or what, but Loveland in that 56, a lap down, a very strong vehicle, spinning in pit road. Yeah, we just got word from our producer. So tough break for the 56.
Yeah, he had a pretty solid top 3 finish going here tonight, but little mistakes on pit road. Like I said, you can win it on pit road, but you also can lose it. That place is detrimental, and it can ruin your night in one swift mistake.
So looking at the lap times of the 94th Hubstetler, he's run the fastest lap of the race. That was on lap 3 when he was just, kicking it. Now it's still sitting in 3rd position. Ian Baker sitting in 7th in that number 88. Has Nate Morris right behind him. Baker pitted on 72, Morris on 65.
Yeah, you see a lot of different strategies here. So my thing, I think, Huffstetler, he pitted pretty early compared to a lot of these guys. So that's why he's jumped the order a good bit here in this 94. Ian Baker, one of the last guys to stop. Same with Matt Jobe. It'll be interesting to see where they can get back to. Ooh.
Parker Johnson in the 48 moves up to 4th position with Stunnard right behind him, Earnhardt right behind them. So we got a 3-way, 4th, 5th, and 6th. It was just switch places there, Johnston and Stunnard. And Johnston able to pull away. Now Earnhardt looking down to the inside of Stunnard coming out of 2. That's a battle for 5th position. Earnhardt in that seafoam green. Number 25 going to take it down into 3 and overtake Stunnard for 5th position, moving up into the top 5.
Great move there for the 25 to get by the 33, move himself into that top 5, see if he can chase down Parker Johnson, maybe Sean Hustel or Mikey Ella Jr. here. But I tell you, he's going to look in the rearview mirror because behind Stunnard is Ian Baker, and he's running the fastest times on the racetrack right now at a 41.91.
What is Baker's got some nitro going right now or something good. Yeah. Checking that draft up. Baker was Stunnard right in front of him, and you see him using and staying enough away from that wall not to hit that drag, but trying to pull that draft. Coming right up behind, that's going to be, is that the 89? No, who is it?
33 of Justin Stunnard.
Yeah, the 33 of Stunnard.
Looks like he'll make the pass here down the front straightaway.
My camera won't switch.
Oh, no.
There we go, the 88. Yeah, the 88 and Stunnard. Is it Stunnard?
I think Stunnard.
Stone
I'm terrible
Cold
with
Justin Stunnard.
Stone Cold Justin Stunnard.
Everybody's going to have, everybody gets a nickname. You get
That's
a
right.
nickname. You get a nickname. But yeah. Yeah, no, we haven't seen a lot of 3. We haven't seen any 3 wides. Whoa, man, he came right up to the back end, going to ride around Earnhardt. They're on the high side. Man, what a run by Baker.
Yeah, I tell Earnhardt about, he was sideways right there. Yeah.
So it's Earnhardt?
I believe it's Earnhardt. It might be Earnhardt, though.
You're supposed to help me with these things.
I know. Look, I've been saying Earnhardt, and I have not heard nothing about it. So Trevor, if we're saying it wrong, let us know, please.
Baker's going into 4th position, dives down underneath Johnston. As he is trying to gain some stuff here, but Johnston not going to give it up easily on the high side. Johnston's going to race him into 1. They are quarter panel to quarter panel. But Johnston rode up high. Now look at Earnhardt riding down underneath Johnston coming out of 2. So Earnhardt going to try to move it up and take that 5th position. Man, they are close too. These trucks, they don't ride steady when they that close. They just don't.
Nope. They really do not. Looks like he'll make the pass here off of 4. 25 up to the top 5.
Yep, and Johnson's going to stay right behind him and just try to ride that draft. Now drops down to the inside going into 1. These guys are playing a real good game of Frogger right now. But that high line as the races went on, the track temperature is still dropping, now down to 68. 65 air temperature, 2-mile-an-hour wind, really not effective here. But seeing that track temperature drop and relative humidity of 75, you know, they're able to push these a lot harder. In front of them, you've got the 14 of Kerberg, who is a lap down.
I tell you what, we see Baker now getting by Hufsteller up to the 3rd position now. 7 laps to go. With the lap times he's running right now, I don't see him catching Mike Ayala Jr. It could get decently close between them two, but I tell you what, Mike played the strategy, I think, better than anybody did there, because he was 5th when all the pit sequences started kicking off. It looks like he may be able to still come in with the 2nd place finish here with his pit call. So good call on his side.
He's 2 seconds behind with 6 to go. And the lap differences are, oh yeah, there's
around a half a second.
No, more than half a second. Eh? I mean, it's like 4 100ths of a second. Earhart.
Earhart.
Earhart. All right. That's what YouTube's telling us. We're going to go with it. If it's wrong, blame YouTube. Ayala Jr. in 2nd position. In that number 74, he is still Finsler's got a 3-second lead. Baker's got a 1.5-second lead over Earhart. Earhart, excuse me. Baker's in 3rd position. Hufstetler in 5th. Johnston 6th. Stunnard 7th. Morrison 8th, Alves 9th, and Job in 10th position. Buell is riding along in 11th. Christopher Hines up 6 positions in the 12th spot in that number 21. We haven't talked about him a lot tonight, but moving up, man, my camera did not go where I wanted to do. The 21, there we go. Moving up 6 positions, riding in 12th. That's not a bad night.
Definitely not a bad night. Definitely not a bad night if you move up that 8 position. So it's always good to go forward. That's all you can really ask for in racing. So that's what we're seeing here. And I tell you what, the lead between our 2nd and 3rd place is down to 1.4 seconds. And right now he's turning about, that time was about 0.3 of a second difference. With 4 to go, it's not going to be enough, I think, to get to pass them, but I think he's going to get there.
Yeah, and we just watched Parker Johnston pass Hufstetler for 5th position, coming through 1 and 2. These two have been, like we talked about, bouncing back and forth all night long, all night. All right, so who sings that, Zach, young guy?
Oh, man.
Don't disappoint me.
Oh,
Lionel Richie, man, come on.
Well, I would have never got that right. I would have never got that right. I was like way off the skill there. I was nowhere near Lionel Richie.
I don't know who you were thinking.
I don't know. It's like Jackson was
It's an 80s song I don't know. Michael Jackson sung it. Is that your go-to?
Possibly. I was trying to think, but
Bananarama? I mean, come on.
Before my time, unfortunately. But you still can do research.
I don't even think you was a twinkle in your daddy's eyes in the 80s.
Possibly not here. With 2 to go. I don't think Lee just,
you know, that's what
making happens. Fun of me out here. It's not fair.
You know, this is what happens when you keep me up past my bedtime. Is you get full-blown non-filtered Lee.
I think we'll take it.
As we watch the 94 of Hufstetler in 7th position. Now we're looking at the 88, excuse me, of Baker. Baker riding in the third position behind Ayala Jr. I don't think he's got the 8 tenths to make up right now.
Nah, I don't think so. As the white flag comes out one final timer, I don't think he can do it.
Fensler has just run a race for the ages and has oh goodness, a 3.5 second gap. He literally coasted out of 2 almost, just saving it. Right now he is going 172 miles an hour, which, it's still fast, but considering the lap times he has been laying down, he is definitely taking it nice and easy and saying, boys, I got the lead. I'm just going to ride it across and take the win here for race number 8 with the Underdog Racing League here on Freaky Fast Broadcasting. Your winner, the number 5 of Jason Fessler, the 74 of Alo Jr. comes across the line, the 88 of Baker in third. Earhart, we'll find out when he makes the podium, finishes in fourth, and Johnston in fifth position. Zach, it was another Auto Club type of race where not a lot of cautions, not a lot of we've seen some crazier races, but still a lot of races for track position and race position throughout the field.
Oh, plenty of battling throughout this field and strategies galore. I'll tell you what, Mike Ella Jr. there at the second place finish, he hit the strategy perfectly because he was not looking like he was going to get this top 3 here tonight. And that last final run before that pit stop, he really put himself in position. Now let's just see what kind of burnouts Fensler can do here for us as he's going to light them rear tires up.
Or is this? Take a picture first. The photographer's got to cut. You can't burn donuts when the photographer's coming out to take pictures of the top 3.
Oh, never mind.
He disappeared.
He didn't even want to take a picture.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to have Fessler, Alo Jr., and we're going to pronounce his name right from now on, and Baker up in the booth in just a moment. Back here on Freaky Fast Broadcasting and the Underdog Racing League. We'll be right back.
Welcome back, everybody. We got our top 3 finishers here tonight from the Underdog Racing League, and we're about to have a chat here with them and see what their thoughts are on their finishes here tonight at the AutoClub Speedway. First up is Ian Baker in the 88 for his third place finish. Let's see what his thoughts are on the AutoClub Speedway here tonight. Hey, Ian, it's Zach up in the booth. You got a copy, buddy?
Yeah, gotcha.
Hey, well, another great run for yourself in this 88 machine coming in here tonight, second in points. So having another great run, bring home that third place position after starting at 6th. How was the race out here tonight at Auto Club, man?
It was a great race. Obviously a little bit loose on exit. Just had to fight the car the entire time. It was a fun race, clean race, caution free. Besides the stage, it was a good race.
It was a very good race, like you said, caution free. Other than that first stage of the race, and I tell you what, coming down to the end right there, we thought maybe you had a chance to catch that 74 as you had the fresher tires there, but it just seems like they might have died out there in the closing laps with that gap between your lap time just, getting closer and closer.
Yeah, I burned them up a little bit trying to come to the field there. Got to third and just couldn't get to Mike there. he just had too big of a gap on me. No chance I was going to get to him, and I think I had the good pitch strategy. I just didn't have enough time. Then
Yeah, unfortunately, just not enough time for you to pull on that second place position, but still another great third place position here for you this weekend at Auto Club, Ian. So congrats on that. Anybody want to send a shout to before we let you go and get prepared for next week?
yeah, give a shout out to you guys for a great broadcast, and give a shout out to all the admins that put this league together.
All right, buddy. You have a great week, and we'll catch you next week.
You too.
All right, that was Ian Baker, our third place finisher here tonight. Now we'll move on to Mike Aiello Jr. and that 74 machine doing a fantastic strategy there at the end of the race to be able to pull off this second place finish. Let's see what his thoughts are tonight. Hey, Mike, it's Zach up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, sure do, Zach. How you doing?
Doing good, Mike. I tell you what, man, you pulled off, I think, the best strategy of anybody there down during the green flag stops. I mean, you must have been the best in and out because you came in when you pitted, you were in that fifth position, and you came out and you got to that second position and held everybody off from that point and still had a decent little gap there to Ian Baker, who was running ahead of you at the time of when you pitted. So, what was was that the perfect strategy call? You think?
That's exactly what it was. Auto Club is one of my better tracks. I do not race much official races in iRacing, but most all of my wins have come in all the different divisions here at Auto Club. There's something about the driving style in this track that just fit really well, and I've adapted to it. Tire wear is phenomenal, and what I knew was there was just 1.6 seconds fall off on these tires after 30 laps. So if I could get in there a couple laps before these guys, I would make up those 1.6 seconds really quick. And fortunately, they did that. And I think Ian was actually the last one to pit. So he gave up an awful lot of ground by waiting those couple extra laps. I would have had Jason, but when I came out of the pits, I got caught by a couple lap cars, which slowed me down for one lap, and that's about all the gap that I needed just to stay behind him and catch his draft. But no, the Bay Racing number 74 Toyota is just really good here. We got a great read for the track, and always fast, always up front. And as you know, I generally fall to the back at a lot of these tracks and just pace my way through. But we qualify well here. We run well here, so I was confident that as long as I was up front, I'd stay up front.
Yeah, we see a lot of great pack racing there at the beginning, guys not really getting away from each other, and like you said, Mike, you dropped back a few positions, but, you started to gain them back as the run went on through that first stage there. Really overall tonight, how was it tough to follow at any points, because that's what I was wondering from my point of view, what was it like following another car with this dirty air?
Again, if you know how to drive this track and how to set your car up, with a few of the adjustments that iRacing gives you. My car wasn't. I got loose one time when I tried to overdrive one turn, but other than that, you know that you're going to push coming off the turns behind these cars, so you set yourself up not to be in their wake, cut low or cut high as you're coming off, and you won't get that push off. Other than that, my car was perfect tonight. I mean, it stuck everywhere I wanted to go. I could pass high, I could pass low, had plenty of speed. So the dirty air comes in when a lot of guys think that this is like a drafting track. That I heard people say this is like Michigan or Daytona or whatever. It's a little bit different. This isn't this. You do get a great pull up on the car from behind, but you don't want to stay behind that car. You gotta do almost like you do Indy on the long straightaways, and you gotta do that leapfrog. If you stay tucked behind the guy, you're never going to go anywhere.
Well, great insight there from yourself in the 74, Mike. I tell you, that's some great stuff for the fans out there and great knowledge to spread. So thank you for that, man. Another great run, though, here, second place position. So congrats on that. Anybody want to send a shout to before we let you go and get prepared for next week at Las Vegas?
And certainly, I would like to thank Karen, my crew chief for life, and my mom, my number one fan.
Well, thank you very much, Mike. You have a fantastic week and night, and we will catch you next week in Las Vegas.
All right. Thank you for you guys, Robert and Zach, for the broadcast. You do an excellent job.
Thank you very much, Mike. You have a great night, man. All right, that was Mike Alo Jr. there in the 74 machine, bringing home that second place finish there tonight. Great insight from him there on what you got to do in these cars when you're following each other, and just great tips there that any iRacer could use out there, or any racer for that sake. So great stuff there from Mike. But now we'll move on to the man who's went back to back here now. Win at Phoenix, the win at Auto Club here tonight. His third win of the season, our point leader, Jason Finsler. Let's see what his thoughts are on getting the win here tonight. Hey, Jason, Zach up in the booth. You got a copy, man?
Yeah, I got you. You got me?
Yeah, I got you loud and clear, Jason. I tell you what, man, another great race for yourself in that 5. Third win of the season through our first 8 races here. And I tell you what, tonight it just seemed very dominant from the onset. The beginning of the stage, it seemed like you dropped back, but I was kind of questioning, saying, maybe you were playing the tire strategy to, make it to the end of that stage to have the best tires to, get that late push. And it seems like exactly what you did there. So, man, I tell you what, great race overall tonight. How was the truck out there, and how was the racing?
Well, the racing was good. A real clean race. All the competitors did a great job. But, yeah, at the start of the race, I kind of struggled in practice at the speed to be able to run up front. And then start of the race, I just kind of found a groove after I kind of fell back a little bit, and it seemed to work, and it kind of carried that speed throughout the race, so it worked out well.
Oh, it definitely did. You definitely showed more and more speed as the race went on. That was, a great point you brought up right there. It seemed like after you got the stage victory, just something clicked. And from there on, you got past at the beginning there by the 74 on Mike. Then once you got by him, it was kind of smooth sailing from there to the end. Going back to back last week here at Phoenix, now coming back here at Auto Club, how does that feel to get 2 races in a row for yourself?
It feels good, obviously. A little bit of redemption because I think I let a few of them slip away early on, but those were my mistakes. But I was really free on new tires, and it kind of carried that throughout the run, but it kind of settled in, and actually, I'm not going to say the truck got faster, but it just felt more comfortable to where you could really know your limit. So it worked out well.
Oh, it definitely did. I tell you what, do you think there's anything you can bring from here tonight, Auto Club, to the Las Vegas Motor Speedway? It's 2 mile to a mile and a half, but still somewhat similar.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think that place is a little bit faster just because you feel that speed sensation. You got more banking and stuff. So we'll see what happens. I'll be sure to hit a couple practice sessions and dial it in.
Well, I'm sure you'll be quick there also, Jason. Is this your back-to-back victory here, your third of the season? And we'll see if you can go for the trifecta next week at Las Vegas. But before we let you go, man, and celebrate this victory tonight, anybody want to send a shout to?
Yeah, you guys doing a great job on the broadcast. Really appreciate it. Justin does a great job with the league, and all the competitors. They all do a good job. Appreciate it.
Well, thank you very much, Jason. You have a great night, and we'll catch you next week at Las Vegas.
Sounds good. Take care.
Yep, you too, man. All right, that was Jason Finsler, your race winner here tonight at the Auto Club Speedway. His third race of the season, second in a row, and also points leader through our first 8 rounds. So great number 5 truck all the way through and throughout the season, and he's been very strong to watch. But we'll go ahead and pull up our race results here. As you can see, Jason Finsler is our race winner, followed by Mike Alo Jr. there. Third is going to go to Ian Baker. Fourth, Trevor Earhart. Fifth's going to be Parker Johnston. Sixth is going to be Justin Stunard. Seventh, Sean Huffstutler. Eighth, Nate Morris. Ninth, Matt Jobe. 10th place will go to Nick Alves. 11th is going to be Brett Somers. 12th, Christopher Heights. 13th, David Buell. 14th is John Magner. 15th, Jake Williams. 16th, Dennis Steele. 17th, Scott Kerberg. 18th, Michael Simmons. 19th, James Loveland. 20th, Lance Durham. 21st, Dylan Walterman. And rounding out your field in the 22nd position is Eddie Wildermuth. As that is our race results here tonight from the Underdog Racing League for round number 8 here at the Auto Club Speedway. It's been a fantastic time up in the booth, and I'll go ahead and say this for Lee. He had a great time. He had to skedaddle and get out of here, but he had a great time. He wanted to thank all y'all for tuning in and making it a special night here at Freaky Fast Broadcasting and the Underdog Racing Leagues. But now we'll send it up to the man, the myth, the legend, the boss man. Lee calls him Oz, Robert Boyer Jr.
Well, thank you, Zach, and thank you everybody out there for tuning in. Hopefully, everybody enjoyed the show here tonight that Lee Tidwell and Zach put on here. Guys call a great race every night. That the crew that we have here at Freaky Fast. So, if you enjoyed it, don't forget to hit that like button on Facebook, share the stream, hit that bell button. Help us get to 2,000 followers. We're 87% there. And if you're on the YouTube side and the first time tuning in, we don't mind. If you don't mind hitting that subscribe button and like and share that over on YouTube. We're trying to get to 800 subscribers. We do much appreciate it. But, well, Zach, we are going to be off until Monday when we go to Evolution Racing in their truck series. So I'm not exactly sure what track we're at. Do you know offhand? Probably not. No,
I
it's
can
okay.
offhand, no,
No.
but if you give me 1 second of chitter chatter, I think it is Texas.
Texas?
Yes,
Is it the new Texas?
Yes.
No, boy,
the
that's
new
going to be fun.
Texas.
Trucks, New Texas, they're going to be battling. You know, you can run full throttle going through 1 and 2, but when you hit 3 and 4, it's a little different. So we'll have to see how them guys handle that track going Monday night at 7:50 here on Freaky Fast Broadcasting. But again, we're going to pack up our stuff. Everybody have a great week. And if you don't mind, hit us up and see what we can do for you and your racing leagues. But until then, we'll talk to everybody Monday night. So we'd like to say God bless everybody. We love yous all. Peace out.
Bye, guys.